afternoon, Wells Law Firm.
Yes, hi, my name is Scott Shimmick, and this call is being recorded for evidentiary purposes. I'm calling to speak with Miss Renee Wells, please. Walls, excuse me.
Speaking.
This is you speaking?
I'm sorry?
Did you say this is you speaking?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm calling about my case. I understand that you were just called by one of the PINAC correspondents named Dan about my case, and I had a few follow-up questions so I can put together some plan of action here as well. When are charges against me, when were those officially filed with you?
They were filed with the court yesterday.
Yesterday, after all this time. Okay. Is that normal? Is that a normal time frame from time of arrest and incarceration or being put in jail to file charges?
It can be. Unfortunately, it can be, yes.
Okay. Okay. And what specifically am I being charged with? When I checked with the Sheriff's Department at first, they said it was obstruction. Is that what I'm being charged with in totality?
You're being charged with obstructing and then resisting arrest.
And now resisting. Okay. And was there a change when I first stopped in? It was obstruction, and now it's resisting. When was that changed?
I didn't file charges at the time you were arrested because I didn't have all the reports, and that happened. Not infrequently, but not frequently. So when that happened, I just declined to file at the time, and then I'll review the police reports when it comes in the regular way and decide to file charges or not. So that was the case in your situation.
Okay, just to make sure I'm understanding you, when you first read my charges, it was just for obstruction, and then
no, okay. I didn't have the report.
Okay.
There are times that I don't have all the reports that I need in order to review a case to file charges or not.
Okay.
Instead of filing charges against you, if I don't know all the information, I chose to not file charges at the time for you to be released, and then I'd review the case as I received any support, which is the way that's done for everybody.
Okay. And you started doing more reviewing this week or last week, or is it? Just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying.
Oh, sure. I got the reports a little while ago, but I wanted to, I got a warrant in this case to gather all the evidence.
Okay.
Right.
So after I made all the emails, it went from obstruction to obstructing and resisting. Okay. Okay. Now that I know that, and when will I be informed of my actual charges, and how will that happen?
So the court is going to process the case. Anytime I file a case in the criminal court, the court, files it, and then they send out notice. And they'll send out notice to a court date, approximately 2 weeks from the time that it's filed.
When you say send out, are you talking through the mail?
Yes.
Okay, then I have to update. That information because I was told I had no paperwork when I was released from jail. I didn't have any receipt for my property that was taken. I didn't have any ticket or anything. No paperwork of any kind was generated from that. So I had to ask around to find out what the next process was, and I was told I would be informed in person. So I gave my actual home address as opposed to my mailing address.
Yeah, I'm not sure what anybody told you, but yes, the way that people get summoned is that the court will send them a notice of the case.
Okay, well, the information that...
Please make sure that the court has your updated address.
And I thought, so, is there a court in Burien? I'm new to this. I've never been arrested before, so I'm really... Forgive my ignorance in this process, but... inform the courts. Do I just Google the courts at Burien or something?
Yes. That, I'm not exactly sure the numbers off the top of my head either. That's what I would do. I would just Google the King County District Court and the Burien courthouse location. Give them a call and you can give them your mailing address where you'd like everything sent.
Okay. Thank you for that information. And the last thing I have is I'm really anxious to get my actual card back. So if you guys are able to make certified or legitimate copies of whatever footage you think is related to this case. My interest is getting the actual card back before the case because I want to do some reviewing on that actual card. How do I go about doing that?
You know, I can't release evidence in a case before the case is even started. So, we can, once you've been arraigned, we can kind of figure out where things are going from there. But officially, the case hasn't started until everything. So,
I'm just anxious.
In no way am I trying to not let you have things that you should have. There's just legal.
Yeah, procedure. Yeah, absolutely.
That we need to go.
I understand that. I'm really curious to see if the footage that I knew that I obtained is still on there, and that's like part of my, concern.
Yeah, nobody would ever hide that from you or not let you see it or, not ultimately give you your card back. I mean,
right.
Nobody's going to be trying to do that. You should have access to everything that is evidence in this case. And if it's appropriate to release it, then at that time it would be. But it needs to still be determined when that time will be.
Sure, and I'll be filing for disclosure regarding the original paperwork that should have just said obstruction, and now it's been changed to something else. Would I go through you for that filing for those, or is that through the courts as well? Well, I want to get the original documents because when I stopped in, like I said, they told me that my only charge was obstruction. Now it's obstructing and resisting, and I'm curious why the resisting charge was tacked on and when. In other words, was that charge tacked on after my people started emailing and calling King County sheriffs? That's something of value to me to know when that charge changed.
Any documents that have been, that's gone back and forth with the court before this file has been charged, you can talk to the court about getting copies of those documents.
Okay.
But I can tell you as the prosecutor who charged it that, the police can forward me any charge that they want, but it's up to me which is going to get filed. And so it was always my consideration that I was going to file those two charges. So no, it has nothing to do with any contact with the police department, any contact with anybody.
It just seems strange on the timing of the change.
File whoever it is.
Okay. Well, like I said, I want to look at the timing of the change. But okay. Well, I think that's all the questions I have. Unless you have anything, that's all I needed.
No, it's just I understand that all this is frustrating. It's new and it's confusing, and I get all that. So, I just want you to know that as long as the court has your mailing address, they'll be able to send you notice to the right place. And, I'm happy to discuss the case with you or your attorney. Nobody's trying to hide anything from you or give you a hard time. It's the same as any other case, and it will all be, laid out on the table. Nothing's going to be, hidden or it's just proceeding as any other case would proceed.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I just want you to know that.
I appreciate that. Okay, well, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Okay.